It is live right now. Hello, what is up, Skiba News Nation? The section, so we're gonna have a pretty interesting perspective from up here. We're gonna give it some time for people to arrive. I believe right now Trump is making his way to the inauguration over here. All right. Hello, Jake Grant here with Skiba News Nation, and we made it inside the CapitolOne arena, and we're about to hear Donald Trump his celebratory victory at the CapitolOne arena. It'll be pretty interesting. He said some really incendiary, strong thing in his inaugural address, and stuff that the people behind him probably didn't like to hear. So, having a good time hanging out here with my cousin. So we've been around DC 2 days. We took a long trip. Just so happened to get in line early enough to make the packed crowd. So apparently there was 20,000 people that were registered to be at the only 20,000 or so were in. So we woke up in the morning and got on a train. Austin. We're gonna keep things recording. If take for Trump here to give his speech, I'm going to give you guys a tour of the Capitol and see all the people hanging around. But sir, rather than Donald Trump's going to arrive and he's going to give a speech that we're going to record news exclusive. And all right, guys. So let's see. People are joining us. What's up, everybody? This is my section. Hey, this is my dad and my cousin Luke. Guys, are you having a good time? How is the inauguration?
Things I expected it to be.
Wonderful. How about you, Luke?
Cold and tired.
Fun, cold, and tired. Yeah, I understand that. Right. All right, guys. So if you're just not joining us, I'm going to be doing a live stream up here. Soon, Donald Trump will be giving his kind of lap speech here at the CapitolOne Arena. I just caught Skin, several other contestants of Trump, and they all very rousing speeches. So we're going to have some clips and special our next episode. But yeah, to the CapitolOne Arena ski angle. See over there. Look, I'm going to point for you. Here is the media nest egg. They just recently turned all those lights on, and they're all doing their segments for Don to come on in. And pretty cold, brutal thing to get in here, but we were one of the few that were get in. All right, guys. Apologies. We're having some latency issues. There's literally 20,000 people on their cell phone internet right now, so it's not going to be pretty.
Anybody watching this?
Yeah, I got one.
All right. We did get a cool position for this giant Megatron screen thing, which is pretty sweet. I mean, it's like going to a movie theater with 20,000 people. Hey, what was the most exciting thing that Donald Trump said today in his acceptance speech?
I think one of the things that excited me was that he's brought hope and hope back to the American people that we're going to have a nation again of laws. We're going to have a nation that's going to follow the law and build the confidence back in to our government agencies that we need as Americans to pursue the life that we want to have here. So that's what I got overall in the speech, and he's going to do a lot of great things in the midst of that. So it'll be exciting, and it's something to really look forward to. So those are my thoughts on it.
Very good. Very good. Hey, Luke, I got a question for you, man. You know, all of the politicians are talking about how it's all about the young people and the next generation. And this is the first young people have voted for a Republican president, and they won with, you know, a whole bunch of points over what they're supposed to. So as a young person, why do you like Donald Trump?
One, you will bring back our history, which was taken out of our schools and lied to about, and to lower the cost of school for everybody. And I think everybody should vote for somebody who will do that for you.
Good. Thank you for sharing. All right, here, I'll need you to do an interview for me because I only got one set of hands. All right. Interesting. My favorite statement was that we're taking the Panama Canal back. I thought that was like, it's going to, you know, send some ripples in the world if you think about over the past couple days, we've had really interesting drama with TikTok and the clock coming to a stop. And then within 12 hours, it was reopened for the public and stuff. And I've been really, you know, curious about, you know, things like that, you know, just everything leading up to today is kind of prime Trump to just knock the baseball out of the park, if you know what I mean. And it was really, it was just so interesting to see him talk about like the Biden administration being right next to them. So, oh man, what were some other interesting things? Oh yeah, Elon Musk came on and said we're going to Mars. I would like to say it'd be good if we could get back to the moon first, or for the first time, that is. But that is one thing I thought was pretty cool. There was several other people who spoke. What was his name? Charlie Kirk. Yep. Yeah, there was
Turning point.
oh, the Turning Point guy. Yep. But anyways, we're just kind of killing time right now, guys. Donald Trump is going to arrive any minute. I'm going to live stream this for you. And yeah, I'm going to go on a little stroll before the speech starts to happen. I'm going to show you guys around the stadium, and it's going to be pretty fun. So, all right. Thank you. Oh, before I go, Luke, you said you had a question. What was your question for me?
No, for you.
Yeah, what do you want to ask?
What was your favorite part about the whole trip?
My favorite part about the whole trip was, of course, hanging out with my family. Sorry about that. I just elbowed his knee. Hanging out with my family. Also, since we were here in Washington, D.C., I was trying to grab some of our spare time to work on some music video clips. So I have some cool stuff for a video, and we had fun doing that. That was pretty fun. I really liked that. They helped me out, so I owe these guys. So, yeah, that was probably my favorite thing, Luke. Man. What was yeah, It's been.
Favorite thing is when we went to the Kentucky party of representatives. That was amazing. We got free food, free everything, and it was fun to meet new people and explore out of my comfort zone. I'm not very good at talking to people, so I did that. So it was amazing.
What was it like to bump shoulders with these like up and coming politicians? And I mean, you talk to the guy who literally is heading the commission that is going to be exposing Joe Biden's corruption.
I mean, it was once in a lifetime. If it wasn't for Michael talking to him, we wouldn't be here, and God providing for us to get here. So
Yeah. And we're safe. I know I felt a little nerve wracked about this whole trip. All right. Sorry, guys. I accidentally backed out of the stream. But let me know in the chat. Are you guys? What was the last thing we were talking about here? Sorry about it. I accidentally backed out of my streaming app here. Okay, I'm gonna go on a little walk, guys. Excuse me. All right. Here we are. So, for those of you turning in, I'm at the inaugural party, I guess. Donald Trump is going to be here any moment giving a speech. Yeah, there's 20,000 people here, guys. It's pretty crazy. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's walk around. Lines were crazy in this place, and they're selling food for $20. It's not worth it. So, yep. Interesting. Yeah, you can just tell with the fashion. Everybody's on point with their red hats. Some other thoughts about. Oh, what's happening? Oh, there he is. Yeah, I'm right here. All right, so it's looking like they're making their way here soon. So I'm just kind of killing time, doing a live stream here for y'all. I'm mostly doing this for Jeremiah because he couldn't be here. So Jeremiah, if you're watching this is for you, bro. last time.
No, you good. You're good.
Yeah, they have this like super short glass pane that's the perfect tripping height to fall down. So David, you said you're in Texas, so you've seen the problem over the years. What do you think about the militarization of the border happening right now that's about to stop any and all immigration? I'm very curious. What are your thoughts? Yep. David, I'm in Texas as well. Are you referring to the border problems? Well, over the past 4 years, we've had a lot more than border problems from Biden's administration. Joy is in Canada. Hi, Joy. So, what do we got going here? All right. Yeah, the sound guy for the stadium has been ticking people off. Look at this. They want the sound on. Turn it on. Man, they've been at the Capitol building for a while. So just about 30 minutes ago, I recorded a segment with Elon Musk down there. So we'll have some cool stuff to show during Skiba News Nation next week. Hey, look at these guys. Yeah.
So this is the mini parade, right?
Okay, so because they moved the inauguration inside, what you're seeing here is a indoor parade. Hey, anybody joining us? We are live streaming here the Trump inauguration. What are some of your thoughts? Leave a comment. What do you think is going to happen in the next couple years under Trump's new administration? Audio. Hopefully my audio is good for you guys. Yeah, people are really upset they're not playing the sound to the clip up there. That would be cool to hear. Fire this sound guy. Man. Yeah, the DJ's down there. He's like, this is my time to shine. I need to play my grooves and not the parade sounds. Yeah, whoever's in charge of it's just distracted. They got something better to do right now. Yep. Yeah, you guys are hearing the crowd saying audio. So as long as you can hear me, that's the main thing. They got the sound working, everybody. Fantastic. What do you know? Hey, everybody joining us. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, did it get good? Oh, shoot. Dun, 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 dun.
I got this. Yes. Now I know you guys tuned in. You can watch this on MSM, but this is your nosebleed section perspective from Skiba News Nation. Yeah, I know. Jerry, Gary, we waited in line for good 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. Yeah, easily 4.5 hours, and yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yes, we did. It was so cold outside. Oh my goodness. So apparently this is the coldest inauguration on the books. So they moved it indoors in the Capitol building. And yeah, we were freezing. I had so many layers on. I was still cold. But yeah, it was really cool that we were able to get into the CapitolOne building. I mean, I took this trip with my family and wanted to get the most out of it. So it's cool that we actually got to get into the whole thing. If we hadn't left at 3 a.m, it wouldn't have happened. Like, we left at 3 a.m, and we still got the end of the line nosebleed tickets. That's how many people were waiting. It was really crazy to see. There were so many people that were waiting overnight that they were leaving chairs and snacks and drinks and bags and all kinds of, like, hundreds of just piles of almost like stuff that hadn't even been eaten, like toys, like all kind of weird stuff.
in the line to get into the Capital One arena, and it's because a lot of people didn't read their email that you're not allowed to take bags and all this different type of stuff into the arena, so they just littered. So the street outside the line, gates to get in, literally was like we were walking on piles of trash to get in here. So, oh man, let's see. I have hair. Yeah, it's the one time of year it comes in handy to keep you warm. That's true. Hello, Jeremiah. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the live stream. Right now, we're watching the inside parade since they kind of canceled everything. And soon, Donald Trump will be arriving here, and I will get a perspective, back here. He's going to come in here from the left down there, and he's going to go up on the stage, and this will be my big screen that I'll zoom in on. So, all for you, buddy. Hey, Jeremiah or Opa, if you guys get the chance and you want to play like a funny video, hop on StreamYard and plug in this video. It's the song from Bryson Gray, Trump. It's the Trump song from Bryson Gray. Like, I don't know if you guys are able to play that video, but it's like it's the one I played that one episode. I'm unable to add any media sources from my phone right now, but it would be a cool, like, little rap song. Oh yeah, no worries. No worries if you guys can't. I was just wanted to play the Donald Trump is our president song. Okay, here he comes. He's heading our way now, it looks like. Okay, so let's be real. What do you guys think the TikTok Time's Up situation means? I think I heard that at midnight, after that notification went out saying that TikTok was banned in the U.S., that night it was acquired by Meta, and that the servers of TikTok have flopped over to be now a Meta related thing. So I don't know if you guys can do any homework and help validate that claim, but that would be really interesting. I've always thought TikTok had just this ominous kind of like name to it. It's like the clock, right? Tick tock, the sound. So when the clock stops, that represents time's up. So what is the time up on? What time has run out, and what does that even mean? I was speculating with our buddy Zach, who helps with our TikTok some, how, man, it's interesting how the TikTok stop could be like this metaphor for the age of truthism, like on the internet, is changing. I don't know what that means, but you had some comments from the president today about his change of, some things around the freedom of speech and the ability for government to propagandize things. And if you're interested in that topic, President Obama and his administration, 2012 thing, passed a update on the Schmidt-Month Act. Hey, look, he's heading this way. He's getting in the vehicle. We're just down the street, so. But anyways, back to the Smith-Month Act is what Obama passed. That was a revamp of an older bill, and it basically granted the government the ability to propagandize media in different ways. And so hopefully what he mentioned fixing is related to undoing their ability to censor people, like First Amendment. Like, man,
But hey, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can still hear me all right. I'm gonna keep this stream going. Can you guys hear me all right still? Just give me a shout. Thank you so much, Gary. Gary. Zuckerberg, huh? Where have you seen Zuckerberg? Was he at any of the events? Or I'd be interested if he's going to be hanging around. Oh, yeah. The silliest thing that apparently Americans are learning Chinese to go on Redbook, like, because we can't go without a TikTok app. We have to learn Chinese now. Honestly, it's probably just a real good ad for Duolingo, or Rosetta Stone, one of those language softwares. But it's funny, like, you're gonna learn Chinese just so you can use their other TikTok app. Like, I don't know, man. So, well, so Donald Trump signed a record number of executive orders. So he had 200, and that's a lot. So we'll see in the next coming weeks how the world gets shaken up. And I think we all need to be on our toes because it's going to be a very interesting next 100 days or whatever. Oh, so Zuck is here. I bet you he's down here in this VIP square. Although I think that's the VIP, like, fanboy square. The true VIPs are on this level. You see this level right here? This is where they're serving steak and wine. You gotta be a real VIP to get in that one. Yeah, this is what's happening right now. You guys are getting nosebleed perspective from Skiba News Nation. China is a fabulous country, apparently. Yeah. It's going to be a very crazy next couple days, guys. Next couple weeks. I think people get all celebratory and then they forget that the world is a very crazy place. And we're going to all find out just how much pushback against Trump's changes and some of his policy ideas that are going to come about. So, what do you guys think about this event? What is your personal opinions? How many of you are engaged politically and are excited about, Donald Trump winning? How many of you, could care less? I'd love to hear either way. Drop a comment and join us in the chat if you're watching. We'd love for you to participate. Make this live stream fun.
That's a good
That's what I was mentioning early, Tiny Loves. There was no protesters that I ran into. My cousin said he saw like two the other day when we were walking around. Oh, you're talking about up on the Capitol Hill in the big rotunda? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Probably some pretty cool people here to meet. Tiny Love says, I'm cautiously engaged, not as enthusiastically engaged as I used to be, but prayerful for much better times. That's a good attitude. David says, I think the big false flags they're going for is way bigger than a protest. I'd agree, David. I think that, like I said, there's a lot of pushback coming from what the president's new administration wants to accomplish. So we shall see. Yep. Okay, so here's another topic for consideration that I found a little interesting. I heard all over the news and some politicians making the comments that the oligarchy is rising because of the billionaires that have chosen to support Donald Trump, and putting my caveats and reservations aside about all those figures for whatever reasons. It is interesting that all of the billionaires are self-made billionaires, and the claim that the oligarchy is rising is very interesting because it's almost like they're saying, I know you are, but what am I? Like the actual oligarchy and people who have been using the government as a corrupt system for many years, they're pointing fingers at the self-made men who actually are living the American dream and saying that they're the oligarchy, which it's like, do you not know that you're pointing the, three fingers back at yourself by doing this? But very interesting time. It was very interesting to see Bezos and Zuckerberg and all those different people at the event. I'm not sure if Bezos was supporting Trump. I couldn't imagine so. I know Zuckerberg last minute started doing conversations with Joe Rogan and kind of backpedaling. All right, what do we got here going on? Very cautious of Elon. Yeah, he's a hyper intelligent person who wants to go to Mars, and I don't believe we've even been to the moon yet, to be honest. But if if he wants to skip the moon and go straight for Mars, by all means, I'm sure we'll get a big display of the space race in the coming 4 years. Timing wise, I think it's very interesting with the final experiment, if you guys know what I'm talking about, and how that put a douse on the flame of the people that were most questioning of that whole thing.
This is a box.
Yep.
A box.
Yep. Let's get to the moon. Let's get to the moon for the first time before we go to Mars, right? Oh gosh. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us. Everybody joining now live. This is the Skiba News Nation special from the nosebleed section of the inauguration celebration. So any moment now, Donald Trump is going to be pulling in, and you're going to get my perspective right here in the Jumbotron and the movie screen for 20,000 people. So my personal fascinations with the events of the coming weeks and months is particular with my interest in the heavenly bodies and the alignments that are happening over the past couple days and in the coming weeks. The literal signs in the heavens are all pointing to something, and while I'm not an interpreter of those things, I do pay attention to them because I believe they're for signs, seasons, and appointed times. So when we look at some of the alignments that are happening, we have 6 wandering stars that are going through the heavens right now,
And then in February 28th, we're going to have 7 of the wandering stars. We also had a conjunction of Saturn and Venus just recently. The 2 coming onto 1. We had 2 significant comets recently. Currently, Atlas is being viewed in the southern hemisphere. It's just now dipping too far below. But you were able to see one of the brightest comets in the past 20 years just after sunset on the horizon. And this goes back to it's interesting. It's interesting when these things appear in the skies because my personal belief is, of course, that there's a direct parallel between the things that are happening in the heavens and the physical realm. And while that might sound crazy, there is a consistent pattern that we see in the past with solar eclipses and the fall and rise of nations. And so what we had last year was the Great American Eclipse. And while it's not a sign to be interpreted of what exactly it means, it definitely is a sobering thing that brings the collective consciousness of mankind into a kind of a focus point where we're all kind of mindful of the things happening above, the things that we can't control. And if you believe in an almighty creator who made the heavens and earth, then you start to make some connections that he put those stars and signs and stuff in the sky for a purpose. And so that's what I get out of it. And I find it interesting that this is all happening right around this inauguration. It's happening right around January 21st is when. Oh, we got something happening here, guys. Hold on. Thank you for joining us, everyone. This is Skiba News Nation Live. We are in the nosebleed section, and we are about to witness Donald Trump returning from the Capitol building. He's going to come down here and do his victory lap. And so I'm going to try to get you guys a great perspective down here. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I am chilling.
We're behind them.
Okay, so this is an interesting one, Tiny Love. Hey, it appeared that Trump did not place his hand on the Bible. Did you notice that? I did. I was actually discussing that. It did look like it was just an accident of something that, they rushed the ceremony. So they made it so that he didn't have time to place his hand on it. But I can't imagine it was like a purposeful thing because you had his wife was literally holding the Bible. So Melania was holding the Bible, was ready for him to put his hand on it. And then it was really weird that they jumped into his thing without a pause. It felt almost like it might not have been contrived, but it did feel a little disrespectful for the whole situation. Maybe they were just nervous, but I'm sure they practiced this thing a lot. So I don't think it was an intentional thing. It might be a symbolic thing, though. In a similar fashion, I like to see the symbology behind things, like where Nancy Pelosi tore the State of the Union address in Donald Trump's last administration. She tore it behind him, and the symbology of that, representing the tearing of our nation and the separating of the two parties into animosity and just all that kind of stuff. So, there were a lot of promises made to the Almighty and God and Jesus. You had all the different benedictions and claims and calls of thankfulness from Donald Trump for his life being spared. So we can only see. We're only going to be able to judge a tree by its fruit, right? And so we're going to see over the coming years how dedicated to some of his bold statements he actually is. So let's see. Yes. Yeah, thank you for joining, everyone. Welcome to Skiba News Nation. This is Jake Grant. I am in the nosebleed section. If you guys wouldn't mind, drop a like. I would appreciate it if you dropped a like and shared this out. Jeremiah, if you wanted to jump in here at any point too, feel free. We're having a party, and we're just going to keep this live stream going. It probably will be another 15 minutes before we see Donald Trump's speech.
I see seats before. 'Cause 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 'c
She smiles at the future. I agree. I absolutely agree. Warp speed is one of those fruits. Something very concerning to me. And of course, there has been some reconciliation to that. And I would ask you this: she smiles at the future. Thank you for your comment, by the way. What do you think in relation to that topic of how, because of Donald Trump's introduction of warp speed and its connection with the dissemination of the vaccine, do you believe that he's making amends by bringing RFK into his administration? Is he righting the wrong of what he did at that time, introducing vaccines at the speed he did? That, of course, Fauci was just pardoned last night. I don't know if you guys caught that, but it says he was pardoned all the way back from 2014 onwards, Anthony Fauci. So, like, what the world? Like, are you freaking kidding me? 10 years of pardoning? What was this evil dude doing in those Wuhan laboratories that he need to be pardoned 10 years back? I mean, 10 years of manifesting, boiling, smoldering, festering evil is a long time to, have to be pardoned for. So, very interesting. I don't know. So back to the question: do you believe that Trump is making amends for his role in warp speed by allowing RFK to come in and upend the healthcare and do reform in all those areas? What do you? Let me see what your thoughts are over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Tiny
yeah, I
Lives.
saw that.
Maybe so. RFK. Yep. All right. So, any moment now, we're going to have Donald Trump joining us, and you guys will get probably the worst perspective visually. I am in the nosebleed section, but I am here, and I am trying to keep you guys updated. Jake, am I Jewish? Ibrit, it's the sons of Ephraim scattered among the nations that have come back in a reconciliation with our forefathers and all the things that we forgot. So I am Torah observant, but I am a believer in the Messiah, albeit not in the nuanced way as many thousands of denominations of Christianity. I do believe in Yahushua as a Messiah. So if you're wondering, like, my personal perspective, I wear fringes and tzitzits as you might see Jewish people do, but it's simply a different perspective in theology compared to the Christian modern church. But yeah, that's just my personal belief since somebody asked in the chat. But anyways, let's see what you guys are talking about over here. Absolutely. Total admission of guilt from the Biden family. Like, he literally pardoned his family on the waning hours of his presidency. He pardoned Fauci. I mean, it's absolutely admission of guilt. How could it not be? And okay, so maybe some of you constitutional scholars or whatever can explain the law to me. How can you be pardoned for something you've not been convicted? Does anybody understand how that works? How can you be like? I mean, if there's not a crime discovered yet, why is there a need for pardoning? It's more like a preemptive pardon, and if that's the case, I mean, can the president write a pardon that's just a blank slate for the rest of your life? You're just off the hook, or is it just specifically things that they have to call out in the documentation to be able to, like, oh, this is what you're pardoned for if it's in relation to this topic? So I don't know if any of you guys understand how that works, but man, Fauci, Biden's family, all those people that were bought. Man.
No, I don't think so. No.
Very good point, Jerry. I appreciate that thought. Perhaps we can't put the blame on Trump for warp speed, because if the previous administration was the intended to be the incumbent, which was Hillary going in 2016, then they would have been the ones to hold power when that whole implementation in 2019, 2020 happened. So they intended it to be Hillary. Oh, something's happened. I hear shouting. Trump. We're shouting Trump. Trump, Trump. I agree, David. You can't claim ignorance on some things. Interesting. Tanker, you say Trump didn't swear on the Bible. He chose to skip it. If you have any sourcing that reveals that it was a deliberate choice, please post that in our comments. Please, Tanker. That is very important information, personally for me, just in the symbology of him choosing to skip that part of the ceremony. But I do believe it only happened because it was a rushed thing, and Melania literally had the Bible right there with him. So, like, if you see that, like, you know, maybe a zoomed in footage of him whispering, "I'm skipping the Bible" or something, or maybe it was, you know, it's going to be broken down later on by the Trump, you know, officials, you know, explaining why he didn't put his hand on it. But I am interested in how that plays out. If it was a by choice thing, or if it was just because the ceremony was rushed. So, yeah, Fauci needs to be held accountable for his role in mass poisoning of the whole world, basically. They are all guilty. Isn't everybody, though? Isn't everybody? We're all guilty. Shalom, Yah, free. Shalom.
It's a VIP.
John Pounders. Shout out John Pounders. John Pounders of Now You See TV. They love to dig into some of the symbology of this stuff. So if you guys are interested in some interesting content regarding that, go check out Now You See TV. I used to work for them for several years. I really appreciate those guys. Oh, hey, look. It looks like Jeremiah is joining us. What's up, dude? So, Jeremiah, I will not be able to hear you very well. But talk to the chat. See if the chat can hear you, because I might not be able to, but they can.
My phone may cut out.
Hey, chat, can you hear Jeremiah?
Low battery. Trump! 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 Low battery. Trump!
I don't hear anything from your end, Jeremiah, but I might not be able to. Okay, so Jeremiah, your mic's still off, it looks like.
Wow.
All right, we're going to wait for a little bit, guys, and bring Jeremiah back on when he's got his mic working. All right, they're starting to fill out those fancy white seats down there, so you can tell something's about to get going. Hey, Jeremiah.
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you now.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
You guys can hear me? Everybody can hear me?
Yes. Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Dude, I am so sad that, like, hold on here. Let me get our layout fixed here. Okay, so look, I'm so sad you aren't here, man. I know it's so special for you. I wish you were here. I really do.
I wish I was there too. Iconic, man.
So they're just doing some music and parade stuff. People are starting to line out and seat, and Donald Trump will be showing up here anytime soon. So, hey, shout out everybody who's joined us just recently. We are in the nosebleed section of the Trump inauguration party. We are about to hear Trump's victory lap speech. So, pretty interesting. Let's see here. Hey, if you're just now joining us, please drop a like, leave a comment. What do you think about the Donald Trump inauguration and some of the things he shared in his inaugural address that are coming in the next couple of years? Did you hear any of those, Jeremiah? What were some of your thoughts of what he shared?
Yeah, I mean, I like what he shared. I also caught the not putting his hand on the Bible thing, and I caught it. I think Melania just wasn't there quick enough or something, and he didn't realize that he was in the moment. But that could be my opinion. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I also believe it was just something that was rushed because Melania did have the Bibles right there. And if he did purposely choose not to put his hand on it, I'm interested if that's like a factual, thing. But I can't imagine it was on purpose. But it is symbolic in kind of another way. But very interesting.
Yeah, I was not home, and I was trying to find some of the links for you. Let me see if I can do that.
USA. This is so cool, Jeremiah. It's like you're actually here with me, though. Like,
yeah, I've been to one Trump rally. Me and Lindsay went, and where we were sitting is kind of haunting because it was right where that firefighter was shot at the Pennsylvania rally. Is where we were sitting.
This is my first Trump event ever. I've never been to a Trump rally, parade, anything, and
You've
I
never
definitely
seen that beautiful hair?
Yeah, I was gonna say I chose the cream of the crop cherry on top event. I guess this is the big moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to pull up a video. Hold on.
Say that again.
I'm gonna try to pull up a video.
Okay, cool.
I don't really know how to do that, but
There we go. Bigger view.
Yeah, I would expect so. Yeah, you don't go see someone's.
All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining. Leave a comment or a chat and let us know what you're thinking about this whole event and some of the things that Donald Trump has mentioned in his inaugural address. Any things that stand out to you as nominal or what? Like, what do you guys think?
hey, Opa.
So I'm trying to make out who's down in the seats. Is that
the same on the game. Hey,
Not sure who that is.
president, if you like it or not. Keep the energy you had with Barack.
Yeah.
Cause you know this Trump train don't stop. Tell Beto to please come try to take my block. You wanna impeach him?
Shout out Bryson Gray.
What you do when you can't beat him?
Bryson, I hope you come to Hebrew Fest this year
And I'm
again.
coming through your hood in my red hat. And they say they looking for me, I say where? Cause it seem like they all high like some scared cats. You can tell the deep state that I said that. Cannons always on my shirt. They gon' be triggered when I wear that. I expose all the fakes, now who next? Bryson do not tolerate no disrespect. We went to the White House, they said we got a check. But this truth might make you upset. Donald Trump is your president, if you like it or not. Keep that energy you had with Barack. Cause you know this Trump train don't stop. Tell Beto to please come try to take my Glock. You wanna impeach him? I guess that's what you do when you
Oh yeah,
can't beat
Bryson,
him.
shout out. He had a new album just a couple days ago. My cousin and I were listening to it on our trip up here. Very good album. Really like it.
Get on the Trump train. Get on the Trump train.
Rolling in the hood with my MAGA hat on. Corn pop dancing on the White House lawn. Impeachment gonna boomerang, drop it like it's hot. Trump train shoulder like a juggernaut.
Like a what? Like a what? Like a what? Like a what?
Never surrender. Oh no,
my
you
God.
can.
Donald Trump is your president, if you like it or not. Keep that energy you had with Barack. Cause you know this Trump train don't stop. Tell Beto to please come try to take my Glock. You wanna impeach him? I guess that's what you do when you can't beat him. That need to dead that. And I'm coming through your hood in my red hat.
Oh hi. You waving at me?
Donald Trump es tu presidente. 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 Lo digo obviamente. No es misterio quién ganó ese noviembre. Pero David, ¿cómo es posible, aún siendo creyente, que votaste por alguien que siempre miente? No me digas que tú crees todas las mentiras que te dicen cada día. Póngase pendiente. Estos puros con dos lenguas te destruyen y te mienten. Jorge Ramos, mejor
Donald
que te
Trump is your
sientes.
president, if you like it or not. Keep that energy you had with Barack. Cause you know this Trump train don't stop. Tell Beto to please come try to take my Glock. You wanna impeach him? I guess that's what you do when you can't beat him. That need to dead that. And I'm coming through your hood in my red hat.
I see something.
I hope all you guys are doing well.
Say that again.
I said I hope everybody's doing well here in the chat.
Yep. Thank you guys for joining us. This is Skiba News Nation's exclusive live nosebleed section coverage of the Trump inaugural victory lap rally. And
You know what we could try to do? We could try to put like a live feed of it too, so we can get all angles of it if you want.
yeah. Let me see. Right now, I'm figuring out some battery issues, so I'm gonna try to get my cousin to join as a guest. I'm gonna use his phone probably. You guys keep the stream open, and if I go out, just cut to live streams from the main stream. Okay?
All right. Opa, do you think you could pull that up? Like Fox News or something?
I'll keep streaming as long as possible. I'm trying to make it to his thing, but. How do I feel about things? Let's just say I'm still prepping and praying. Yeah, we probably should all keep doing that. There's going to be a lot of pushback for some of the things Donald Trump has mentioned he wants to accomplish. So it's about to happen, guys. Any moment now. Hey, I'm gonna dip out here for a brief moment so that I can send a link to my cousin. Okay, I will be right back.
All right, bye, Jake. All right, well, it's just me. Have you guys ever seen this before? I'm just kidding. We're gonna try to pull up Opa, if we can pull up a live feed stream of it, that'd be awesome. Like Fox News or something. I'm just now learning StreamYard. So, let's see.
Because I don't have Safari, remember?
Huh?
I don't have Safari on my phone. It won't load because I don't have it on my phone.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna keep things going, but I do have a dying phone. I'm about 14%. I'm gonna try to keep it alive as long as possible, but bear with me.
What are y'all better say about it?
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining for our live stream. This is Skiba News Nation's exclusive. We're about to see Donald Trump give his victory lap speech. Please drop a like. Oh, it's not mine. Oh, it's Android. Thank you for offering. I appreciate that. Dying phone. Oh man.
If it's a new iPhone, you can use the iPhone charger. That's what he said.
I have an Android. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremiah, what do you think about the U.S. going down and taking the Panama Canal back? That's a pretty crazy statement to, like, first day in
That'd be
office.
interesting. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, be interesting. I think the Gulf of America sounds a lot better if you want my personal opinion.
So I wonder, can he change it to the Gulf of America because it's technically American territorial waters? Is like that how it works?
You
I
would
mean,
think.
why is it they went with the Gulf of Mexico in the first place? I mean, I'd like to look up the history of that and kind of figure out what the name change fully entails.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's like more over America than it is over Mexico. Isn't that true? I could be wrong. I failed geography a couple times.
The couches down there are filling up, guys. He's sneaky, boy. Sneaky.
You don't know
All
what I'm
right.
doing, man. You don't know. I wish my mom was here to see this.
Oh, thank
if you
you.
remember during the campaign, people fired essentially a big shakeup. Essentially, and that leaves those questions of if you're a career official, if you're a civil servant, you have some guarantee that you will have your next post at the end of your current job. It's not clear what this means. And
I muted the audio for the video, but we'll keep that playing for now.
Thank you, Opa.
Thank you for getting that up for us. It's going to get hot in here tonight, he says.
So is it pretty live versus what you see versus what the screen shows?
Okay, so this is definitely repeat footage from earlier. I believe from when, when they were giving a speech. I can't tell if we're synced up. I'm sure there's some type of delay.
We're gonna march in, march around. This is an actual parade. So we're gonna march in, march around, whoever presents.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's why they have the seating like that. Because it would have been in front of the White House otherwise.
Oh, what's going on down there?
He is. Boys.
There he is, guys.
USA, USA.
Okay, so we're seeing the family come in right now. You can see up here. There's Barron.
That on.
Okay. Okay. A lot of clapping and celebrating right now. You can just feel the energy from the crowd. It's amazing. Everybody loves Barron. Barron.
Baron.
He's like, hey guys. Hey guys, I used to do Fortnite dances and now I'm super tall and being groomed for the next political leader of the United States of America. Okay.
Everybody give a thumbs up, Ropa.
Guys, it is crazy experiencing the crowd of a Trump thing. I've never been to one of these before, and this is like the cherry on top of it. So it's really cool to be here. But yeah, let's keep watching. All right, so all of them are standing, so they have a lot. RFK, where?
I think that's RFK.
RFK Jr.'s down there, waiting in the wings. Man, I wish I could Zoom. I can't do it. I can't do a Zoom right now using the streaming software. But hey, everybody, welcome to Skiba News Nation. This is the live nosebleed section coverage of the inaugural event. Please leave a like. Share this out. We're gonna keep this going as long as we can. They're about to do the parade, and then Donald Trump is going to probably give a speech here. Thank you for joining us. Please subscribe. We have some fantastic content.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
All righty. Bit of comment here from Jerry. We never should have given the Panama Canal away for a buck. It was a lovely gesture from President Carter. China has no right to use an American asset for warfare against the USA. Yeah.
Agreed.
Good point. They're just going bonkers for Barron. Everybody loves Barron. He's just like, yes, I'm the mastermind behind it all.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, he kind of did. He was the one that got him on Joe Rogan, on all these different platforms.
Hey, that is so true. I mean, there's probably a lot to thank for the young votes swaying because of Barron. So it's like he helped win the election for his father. It's really interesting how that played out.
Okay, let me say bye to Opa. Bye.
What is going on?
Oh, you did? Yeah, he did. She did.
Okay, yeah.
You're jealous. Yeah, it looks cool. Looks awesome. Okay, bye. See you later. See you later.
They're doing like a chant contest between the children. That's hilarious.
I like Tiffany.
He wants Barron to marry his daughter, apparently. Okay. All right.
Hey, Jake, yell Skiba News Nation. Like and subscribe when it's real quiet.
Yeah, once again, thank you guys for joining Skiba News Nation. We are live here reporting from the CapitolOne Arena.
I like her a lot too.
All right. We have the commencement.
I'll be right back.
We're sitting next to the Loud Bird at Stadium. Here comes JD. I'm not quite sure where they're entering from. Right over here, maybe?
Did you hear Trump walk? Trump walked through the crowd last night.
Coming down right here, guys. JD. There they are, the little people. Right there. That's my nosebleed perspective. All right, guys.
Probably going to be the next president.
The president.
This is it, guys. I think this is the big moment. He's going to be coming out right here. Here it comes. Down right here. Look at that sea of phones. It's so crazy to see.
Yeah,
I guess
just
I'm
watch it
just
on
one of them.
TV, right?
Yeah.
No, your live streaming is different.
There he is.
Legend. So I heard he's going to sign stuff while he's in front of all the people. Melania.
Right. All right, guys. My phone's going to die, so we're going to have to cut to a real live feed. But much love, Skiba News Nation family. This has been a special report from Jake Grant here on, the victory lap of Donald Trump. Very cool. Wish you were here, Jeremiah. And you guys are about to catch a very interesting speech, I believe. So we're going to head and plug that in. And we'll leave you with a shake.
Let's go.
It was a very cold, long wait in the line this morning. So please like, share, and subscribe, all for our misery that took to get in here. And catch you guys after the speech. You guys go ahead and plug that in, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. Oh, but can you add the sound? Hold on. We're gonna fix the sound. 1 second. Just imagine USA, fight, fight, fight. USA, fight, fight. Oh, there's Jake. Just kidding.
Worth mentioning just how sweeping
Here we go.
in scope those orders will be. Not
Thank you,
only
Appa.
a crackdown on immigration, declaring an emergency at the southern border, but issues on climate change, energy, renaming landmarks. It goes on, Ed.
And it's all designed to sort of wow or overwhelm critics and make clear to his supporters he's moving quickly, especially when Congress is going to take its time trying to get certain things done. But
border crossings are at a 4-year low at this point.
Yeah.
More of the challenge may be the internal law enforcement that he's promised in terms of rounding people up and deporting them.
And have we heard whether the president would move forward on these January 6th pardons today?
Yes, this is the key thing he wants to do now, I believe, is get rid of, say, look, I won the big fight of the country over January 6th. He's even just not even calling it just, J Day and all of this. He's trying to show that he won the big battle of the time. And I think it's unfortunate that suddenly people that are going to get a pardon at this moment, and we're not trying to erase the history of what really happened on January 6th. And then, of course,
Did you guys hear that right before Joe Biden left office, he pardoned his whole family? Isn't that crazy?
know the scope or the potential pardons for them, but there are 250 of the 1,600 total January 6 defendants are still incarcerated. And they're mostly defendants who were violent or assaulted police. There have been suggestions he might not pardon those specifically, but all the others, as he says, that were rounded up and did nothing wrong.
He said go on a case-by-case basis. I think a large number of those are prosecutions for trespassing.
I just want to note these are the Butler County first responders that are part of the presidential parade that are getting a huge applause. As you know, and there is a firefighting vest of Comparatori, who was killed in that assassination attempt against Donald Trump.
Yeah, I am Fauci.
He mentioned that assassination attempt in his inaugural address, the fact that that bullet grazed his ear, that he miraculously survived, and then President Trump crediting God for allowing him, essentially saying that his winning the presidency and being able to make America great again was part of a divine move. Let's listen in.
10-year U.S. Army Reserve veteran and past fire chief to the Buffalo Township Volunteer Fire Company, who died during the assassination attempt on the life of President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, July 13th, 2024. Their formation consists of Pennsylvania State Police, local police, county sheriffs, emergency services unit, EMS, 911 radio dispatch, and hospital personnel, who all heroically stepped into action during the horrific attack. They are also paying tribute to the courageous service of first responders nationwide.
Welcome, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this very special event, let us now take a moment of silence in honor of Corey Comparatori. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna try to pull up Fox News. It's all propaganda. CBS. We're working on it. It's a great song. I was working on it. And there we go. No, it's still CBS.
We now present to you the New York Military Academy from Cornwall-on-Hudson, New York. New York Military Academy stands out due to its unique connection to the president himself. President Trump is a 1964 graduate and has been enshrined as one of our alumni of distinction. This historic academy has been named a Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, that's JROTC, and are marching with their cadet dress uniform.
Still trying to find the right clip. 1 second. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Fauci, Liz Cheney, and the Bidens being pardoned.
Too.
Joe Biden still doesn't know where to go. I don't know what I think about all that. I think Trump is hilarious though. Here's a better feed. And that's some good marching. Now I can be the guy that talks. I don't know if you guys want that.
Please welcome our new special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff.
Who?
Good evening, everybody. I was appointed by President Trump to be the special envoy for peace in the Middle East.
Okay, now I know who he is.
And I'd like to describe to you some of the things we're doing and how it informs on President Trump's policies. First of all, it is an honor to stand before you today as I reflect on the enormity of the role that President Trump has tasked me with. I am constantly reminded of the privilege it is to serve under the leadership of my boss, President Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, USA.
His presidency has provided a clear, bold vision for the Middle East, and it is this vision that guides every step I take in the mission. President Trump's leadership has redefined what is possible in the pursuit of progress and stability in the Middle East. His decisive, pragmatic approach ensures that even the most entrenched conflicts are met with fresh perspectives and innovative strategies. His policies have already delivered remarkable successes, such as yesterday's release of hostages in Gaza.
Did you guys see Biden try to take credit for that?
This achievement demonstrates the strength of President Trump's leadership and the respect he commands on the global stage. It is yet another example of his ability to deliver results in the most complex and challenging situations. The Abraham Accords, a testament to his vision and determination, have also brought historic progress to the region, transforming old rivalries into new alliances. These agreements are not merely symbolic. They represent a practical roadmap for peace, economic cooperation, and mutual respect across nations. My role, as President Trump has tasked me, is straightforward yet profoundly challenging: to turn his vision into actionable outcomes. He sets the agenda, he lays the framework, and he inspires people like me into bold action. My responsibility is to implement his vision, engaging with leaders across the region to find pathways towards sustainable peace and stability. And let me tell you, having Donald Trump as a boss makes this task not only possible, but far more effective.
Hey guys, if you're new, like and subscribe.
President
Skiba News
Trump's
Nation.
reputation as a leader who delivers results resonates far beyond Washington. Leaders in the Middle East know he means what he says. His ability to cut through bureaucratic gridlock and focus on tangible results is the game changer. It allows me to approach delicate negotiations with the confidence that the full weight of the United States is behind me. The principles President Trump has laid out for our approach to the Middle East and foreign policy in general are fourfold, and they are clear. 1, respect for sovereignty. Every nation deserves the right to determine its own destiny, free from the interference of external powers. 2, economic prosperity as a bridge to stability. Through economic partnerships and investment, we can build a foundation for cooperation that transcends historical grievances. 3, courageous diplomacy. Real progress requires difficult conversations and bold decisions, and it is through these that trust is built and maintained. And finally, 4, reciprocity and accountability. The United States requires reciprocal actions from our partners. We are done carrying the financial burden for nations that are unwilling We are done carrying the financial burden for nations that are unwilling to fund their own progress. The days of blank checks are over. Partnerships under President Trump's leadership must be equitable, and contributions must reflect shared commitments to our goals. In my work, I've seen firsthand how these principles resonate. They provide a foundation that transcends politics and speaks to the shared humanity of all people in a region. Leaders across the Middle East recognize that this Trump administration is serious about results, not symbolic gestures, but real, meaningful progress that improves lives. Thank you. It's not always easy. Of mistrust cannot be undone overnight. Yet I take comfort in knowing that I am not in this alone. President Trump's clarity of vision ensures that I never have to question what success looks like. His leadership provides the confidence and direction necessary to navigate these complexities. As we move forward, my commitment is to continue the work of advancing President Trump's vision for the Middle East, whether through expanding the Abraham Peace Accords, fostering economic development, or facilitating dialogue between long-standing adversaries. My focus remains on actionable results. Let me close by saying this: a stable and prosperous Middle East is not an unattainable dream. It is a goal within our reach, made possible by strong leadership and unwavering commitment. Under President Trump's guidance, we are proving that the impossible can become reality. Thank you, but I have one more thing to say. We have some special people for me to introduce you to tonight. President Trump has been talking to them as well. They are the families of hostages from Israel who have been in Gaza for the last year and a half. There are many of them here today. Several of the families have lost children and loved ones, and they're here because they're part of an effort to retrieve their bodies so they can be buried in a proper way. Several have children who are still in captivity. There is an American family here whose loved one is scheduled to come out in 14 days, and they're going to be meeting the president tonight. So let's give them all some love and a big hand. Come on up.
It's so cool that they give them recognition. Trump tries to give everybody a stage to be able to say whatever they want, or I don't know. I just think that's really cool. You guys like Melania's hat? It almost blew away earlier when the Bidens took off in the helicopter. I kind of like it.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Let's get him on the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you. So now the work begins. We won, but now the work begins. We have to bring them home. And, you know, tonight I'm going to be signing on the J6 hostages, pardons, to get them out. And as soon as I leave, I'm going to the Oval Office and we'll be signing pardons for a lot of people,
That is awesome.
And thank you to Steve Witkoff. He's a great guy. He's a friend of mine. He's been a very successful man. He's a great negotiator. He's a wonderful guy. People love him. And he's got a tremendous power of persuasion. And that's what we need. We don't need stiffs. We don't need stiffs. We got a lot of stiffs. You just had a whole load of them. And to the former hostages with us today, welcome. Welcome home. Some of the folks are former hostages, not a good situation. The 3 young ladies that came home yesterday, you saw that. They're more coming home every day now. They're coming home. But they were hurt. One had her head blown off, fingers on her hand, and her hand indeed was blown off. She was trying to defend herself from a bullet being fired. Do you believe this? A bullet knocked off her hand. I don't know. You look at it, it's a disgrace. We never stopped praying for you, and we're so glad that you're reunited with your friends and families, and God bless you all. And some of them are just saying, no, my son is gone, but please just bring home his body. Right, Steve? Any of you have told me that your son is gone, but bring home his body. It should have never happened. 3 years, it's ridiculous. Should have never happened. Wouldn't have happened. I also want to express my tremendous gratitude to the hundreds of thousands of proud American patriots who came from all across the country to join us in this celebration. It's a celebration of a big win. And you're witnessing the dawn of the golden age of America. That's what it's going to be. We're bringing it back. We're going to bring it back fast. We're going to bring it back fast. Let us also thank the incredible service members, National Guardsmen, Police, Secret Service, and law enforcement personnel who are keeping us all safe, even though, and they are great people. New York's finest. I grew up with New York's finest, and we got to give them their authority back. You won't have any crime. There'll be no crime. You give them little authority back. The whole way they run things in this country now, it's disgraceful. But it's going to change rapidly. We're going to make our cities safe again, too. Even though we're indoors, we've had a magnificent inaugural parade. And let's give a big round of applause. They were great. To all of the incredible performers and hardworking men and women who made it possible. Those people, really talented, amazing people. I also want to thank my wonderful family for being here, especially my beautiful wife, our First Lady, Melania. They love our First Lady. And also JD. How good has JD been? And his beautiful wife, Usha. How good is JB? JD has been great. He's another good negotiator, Steve. He's a great negotiator, too. We need negotiators in this country. But so many of the people on the stage, we had not only family members, as an example, Lara Trump, the wife of Eric. She was the head of the Republican Party, along with my friend Michael. Stand up, the two of you. What a job. What a job they did. They worked so hard. They knew they'd be rigging, but they said, we're going to make it too big to rig, and we did. We made it too big to rig. We won every swing state by a lot. We won the popular vote by millions and millions of votes. We won the whole ball of wax. And now we're going to go and drill, baby, drill, and do all the things that we've wanted to do and bring your costs down, your prices down, and make our country safe. So thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much. What a job you've done, Michael. I'm never moving you, you know. He was thinking about getting a nice job in the administration. I said, no, I'm leaving you right where you are. You've done a very good job. We're not moving you, Michael. I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Right here with us also in the arena, I'm about to sign some very important executive orders of our new administration.
So I hear he's going to do this live in front of everybody,
Don, will
which
you
is
stand
pretty
up,
awesome,
please?
I think.
Don is another one.
But
How about Don? This guy. He's a popular one. He goes out and speaks. He gets a big crowd. He's a little on the rough side sometimes, but that's what you want. He's done a fantastic job, and he loves our country. Thanks, Don. Great job. You've done a great job. And Ivanka. And, you know, Jared negotiated the Abraham Accords, which are the biggest, it's the biggest deal made in the Middle East in many, many years. And it's really something. Jared, stand up, Jared. The Abraham Accords. And Tiffany's going to have a little baby. And Michael. And then I have a very tall son named Barron. Has anyone ever heard of him?
he is so tall. It's crazy.
Thank you. He knew the youth vote. You know, we won the youth vote by 36 points. And he was saying, Dad, you got to go out and do this one and that one. And we did a lot of them. And he respects them all. He understood them very well. And he said, Dad, you got to go out, do Joe Rogan, do all these guys. And we did. We did. And Joe Rogan was great. They were all great, right? Aaron, they were all good. He understood the market. Another famous one. How about Kai? Stand up, Kai. Is that Byron Donalds back there? Stand up, Byron. Stand up. What a future this one has. What a future. That's great, Byron. Thank you very much. And how about Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce? He's going to take in more money. than any country has ever even thought about. He's going to take in some money. And we have many others. Look, I'm not going to go through it, but we're going to sign some orders right now, and that's really what I want to do. So we're going to sign executive orders. First, I'll revoke nearly 80 destructive and radical executive actions of the previous administration, one of the worst administrations in history, maybe not one of them, the worst. Anybody that would allow millions of people to pour through our borders from jails, prisons, mental institutions, insane asylums, gang members to be taken off the streets of Venezuela and deposited in our country, and many, not just Venezuela. You know, crime in Venezuela is down 74% because they took their criminals and gave them to us through an open border policy of the previous administration. All over the world, they're emptying their prisons into our country. They're emptying their mental institutions into our country. It stops as of 1 o'clock this afternoon. Okay, it stops. So I'm revoking nearly 80 destructive, radical executive actions of the previous administration. They'll all be null and void within about, 5 minutes? Is that them over there? 5 minutes? And next, to gain immediate control of the vast federal, out-of-control bureaucracy, I will implement an immediate regulation freeze, which will stop Biden bureaucrats from continuing to regulate. Most of those bureaucrats are being fired. They're gone. Should be all of them, but some sneak through, but we have to live with a couple, I guess. I'll also issue a temporary hiring freeze to ensure that we're only hiring competent people who are faithful to the American public. And we will pause the hiring of any new IRS agents. We will also require that federal workers must return to the office in person. And we're going to take the 88,000.
I agree with this opinion down here.
Go after you with guns, by the way. They're allowed to use guns and harass you like they were so many other people. Remember this. Okay, remember? Do you remember a little statement about tips? Does anybody remember that little statement? I think we won Nevada because of that statement. But they went out and harassed you over the tips. In other words, we are restoring control of our government to the people. We're going to take those 88,000. Let's see if they'd like to work on the border, because that's where we want them, really.
Love that. Demon rats.
So we're going to have no tax on tips, right? No tax on tips. We may have, like the Speaker of the House, is he here? He's done such a good job. Is Mike here? He's around here someplace. I saw him just a little while ago. Hello, fellas. Look at you guys. Yeah, I know it. He's great. He's doing great. They're all doing good. The Republican Party has never been unified like it is right now. They want to save our country. And we're going to more than save it. We're going to make it greater than it's ever been before by a lot. Next, I'm going to sign a presidential memorandum directing every member of my cabinet to marshal every power at their disposal to defeat inflation and rapidly bring down the cost of daily life, because your costs have gone through the roof in the last 4 years. Perhaps you didn't notice. Does anyone notice that costs are like double, triple, quadruple? You can't buy bacon. Apples have doubled in price. You want an apple, anybody? Pay twice what you did 2 years ago. We'll put more money in your pocket, and we'll bring back the American dream and to reduce energy costs and liberate our economy. So we have more oil and gas than any country in the world, and we're going to use it. We're not going to do the wind thing. Big, ugly windmills, they ruin your neighborhood. They ruin you. If you have a house that's near a windmill, guess what? Your house is worth less than half. And did you see up in New England with the whales? You see what's happening? So they had 2 whales killed in about 14 years. Last year and the year before, total, they had 28. So if you're into whales, you don't want windmills either. And they're the most expensive form of energy that you can have by far. And they're all made in China, by the way, practically all of them. And they kill your birds and they ruin your beautiful landscapes. But other than that, I think they're quite good, right? Now, remember when we used to joke and kid when we were kidding, but we don't kid anymore? They want to watch the debates on television. They want to watch your favorite president on television. But the wind isn't blowing, so we can't watch television that night, Gladys. Remember? Gladys, I'm sorry, the wind is just not blowing. We're not watching Trump tonight. But I'm immediately withdrawing from the unfair, one-sided Paris Climate Accord ripoff. The United States will not sabotage our own industries while China pollutes with impunity. You know, China, I mean, look, they use a lot of dirty energy, but they produce a lot of energy. And when that stuff goes up in the air, you know, it doesn't stay there. It's not like you got a wall. We love walls, don't we? Not like you have a wall around and it doesn't. It floats into the United States of America after 3.5 to 5.5 days. It floats across the oceans and it comes right over your neighborhood and it falls into your neighborhood. So they all say, we have to fight for cleaner air, but the other dirty air is dropping all over us. So what the hell are they talking about? Unless everybody does it, it just doesn't work. You know, we had the cleanest air and the cleanest water that this country's ever had under the Trump administration. And we didn't do anything to stop jobs and stop production. Believe me, you're going to see a lot of companies come pouring back because tariffs. I always say tariffs is the most beautiful word to me in the dictionary. And I was reprimanded by the fake news. They said, what about love, religion, and God? I said, I agree. Let's put God number one. Let's put religion number two. Love, I don't know. We got to put that number 3, I guess, right? And then it's tariff. Because tariffs are going to make us rich as hell. It's going to bring our country's businesses back that left us. And I'll also sign an executive order to immediately end federal government censorship of the American people. In America, we believe in free speech, and we're bringing it back starting today to stop the weaponization. Oh, do I know about that? These creeps. Deranged Jack Smith. You ever hear of him? Deranged. He's a deranged prosecutor. He's sick. They suck him on me. He's now been reduced to getting on an airplane, going back to The Hague or wherever the hell he came from. We got to get rid of that guy. Hey, was he one of the many people that got a pardon today? Did they pardon Jack Smith? You know, did you know that Biden, while I was making my speech, pardoned his whole family? The brother, the whole deal was pardoned. Can you imagine that? While I was making my speech. Did everybody hear my speech? Did you like my speech? Thank you. I mean, the only thing wrong with it is I had a lot of tough things to say, and I have some great people that work for me. Sir, this is such a great speech. It's so unifying. Don't talk about Biden with his pardons of his family. We want a unified country. They said, don't talk about the J6 hostages that you're going to be releasing today. Sir, don't put that in your speech, please. I said, but I want to put it in my speech. I said, sir, it won't be unified like it is. It's so beautiful the way it is. And it is getting great reviews. You know, if I put things like that in, I'll get terrible reviews. One little paragraph that's a little bit wrong, the fake news goes crazy, right? So I said, all right, I won't
put it in my speech, but you know what? I'm speaking in front of a hell of a lot of people at a place called CapitolOne Arena, and I'll talk about it there. So we're going to be going over the beautiful Oval Office, one of the great offices in history. Even if it wasn't beautiful, it's the Oval Office, but it is beautiful. And we love the Oval Office. It all starts with the wars start and end there. Everything starts and ends at the Oval Office. We love it. But we're going to go to the Oval Office. We're going to release our great hostages that didn't do, for the most part, they didn't do stuff wrong. You take a look at what went on, and look what happens in other parts of the country. In Portland, where they kill people, they destroy the city. Nothing happens to them. In Seattle, where they took over a big chunk of the city, nothing happened. Minneapolis, where they burned down the city, nothing happened. Essentially, nothing happened. All they want to do is go after the J6 hostages. A 76-year-old grandmother was arrested the other day because she was looking, I think because she was looking at the Capitol or something like that. No, we're not going to put up with that crap anymore. And to stop the weaponization of law enforcement, I've been investigated more than any human being in the world. I believe I have the all-time record. Every day a subpoena. Every single day we get subpoenas. I was more than any person. Alphonse Capone, remember I used to talk about it? You know, Alphonse Capone, Scarface, he was a pretty rough guy. He was investigated about 1/100th what Trump was in. My father's looking down at me, my mother. How the hell did this happen? You know what it is? They investigated their political opponent, the opponent of Biden, and then ultimately Kamala. Has anyone ever heard of Kamala? We had to beat two opponents. You know, we had to beat Biden, and we beat him. Now he goes on top. The guy was like 39 points down. I think I could have beaten Trump. They should have left me in. I would have beaten. No, his debate performance wasn't the best, right? That's what killed him. And then they had to change, and it's like you get into a fight. The great Dana White spoke last night. We love Dana White, right? UFC. That's like he puts in two fighters. One of them's getting creamed, getting really beaten, and they say, all right, take him out. Let's put somebody else in to finish up the fight. That's what they did to us. They gave us somebody new, but we took care of both of them. So we beat actually two opponents. But to stop the weaponization of law enforcement and our government, I will also sign an order directing every federal agency to preserve all records pertaining to political persecutions under the last administration, of which there were many, and beginning the process of exposing any and all abuses of power, even though he's pardoned many of these people. Can you believe it? He's pardoned them. You know why he did it while I was speaking? Because that way I couldn't speak about it. I was speaking. I didn't know he did it. I finished my speech, and they said, sir, he pardoned his whole family. I said, oh, can I go back out there and talk about it? Somehow that wouldn't be very elegant. Our first lady would say, please don't do that. But we have plenty of time to talk about it, and we will. We're doing all of this on our very first day in office. You know, don't forget, we've been in this position, really, where we won the primaries in record time. We're the fastest win of a primary ever in political history, which is a very nice thing. It's nice to know. Well, the second election was rigged, so we knew we were doing well. And if it wasn't, you know what? If it wasn't, I would have never run. But this third one was just a monster. Boy, was that a big one, huh? That was a big one. On the second one, we got like 10 or 12 million votes more than the first one. How about that? We did great on the first one. We did much better on the second one. But bad did we do well on the third one. So we're gonna have some fun. It's very simple. We're gonna make our country great. We're gonna make our country great again. We're gonna make America great again. How good a name is MAGA, though, right? You know? I was going to say keep America great, but unfortunately it wasn't great. Can't say keep it great. It will be great again, but CAG, keep America great, CAG, I don't think it's ever going to replace MAGA. Does anybody like CAG? I don't think so. It's never replacing MAGA. Nothing will ever replace MAGA. MAGA was the most successful political operation, political movement in the history of our country, maybe in the history of the world. Let's see what happens, because we're not finished yet. We're not finished yet. We got a long way to go. But we're doing this on the very first day in office, and in just a few moments, I'm not only signing the release of the J6 hostages, I'm signing other things that you're going to love. Oh, you're going to be happy reading newspapers tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. So I just want to thank, I mean, look at this place. It's full to the rafters. You don't have any, look at those people up there.
Oh, he's pointing at Jake. Hi, Jake.
You don't have any empty seats. And by the way, the CapitolOne owners, they are so good. We got to root for their teams because they have been so great to MAGA, to us. And I just want to thank Ted and everybody. You guys have been fantastic. And the ice hockey team's doing great. Ovechkin's pretty good, right? They're doing great. So I want to thank them, CapitolOne Arena owners. They have been absolutely fantastic. And thank you once again to everyone. And I can only tell you, you're going to be very happy. You're going to watch a lot of good things happen. We got to stop some wars that are happening and going on. Some stupid things are happening. The war with Ukraine would have never happened, and it has. As you know, Israel would have never been hit on October 7th, and none of you would be up here. None of you would even know anything about this tragedy that you're going through right now. But Iran was broke. Anybody that bought oil from Iran, they couldn't do any business with us. You're not going to do business with America. China passed. Everybody passed. They were broke. They didn't have money for Hamas. They didn't have money for Hezbollah. And your sons would be alive, and they certainly wouldn't be incarcerated like they are. It's such a shame. But we're getting a lot of people out in a short period of time. So I'm going to go right over to here, and I'm going to sign in front of you. Is that okay? Good.
So I think he's going to go sign those things, which is pretty cool. Big shout out to Jake for actually going down there. I wish I could have, but you know, there's a lot of stuff holding me back, or I definitely would have gone there. But yeah, hit that like button for Jake, because he started this live stream and he's doing a lot of cool stuff down there too. I'm kind of jealous. So let's see what President Trump does.
You have that other one to sign? You have the other one to sign?
This is like one of the coolest things any president has ever done in front of a live audience. Like, I'm going to sign some bills, you know, some. I hope he throws those Sharpies out.
You want to say? Oh, if you want me to say. Why don't you say what I'm signing?
Sure. The first item that President Trump is signing is the rescission of 78 Biden-era executive actions, executive orders, presidential memoranda, and others. Thank you, sir. Thank you. The second item, President Trump, is a regulatory freeze, as you announced in your speech, preventing bureaucrats from issuing any more regulations until we have full control of this, the government and this administration.
Such a great showman.
The next item, sir, is a freeze on all federal hiring, excepting the military and a number of other excluded categories.
That would be me. Can I have a
Again,
pen?
until full control of the government is achieved and we understand the objectives of government going forward. Thank you, sir. Next, we have a directive to every department and agency in the federal government to address the cost of living crisis that has cost Americans so dearly. And the next item, sir, is a letter that will be transmitted to the United Nations explaining that we are withdrawing from the Paris Climate Treaty. Thank you, sir.
I don't know what's happening now, but makes you want a Trump dance, you know? We'll see what happens next. I told him to dance. I texted him, so maybe we'll see him on the Jumbotron. Do it, Dig. You ever notice that he doesn't do the YMCA? It's always his dance moves. That's what I love about Trump. If you guys want more content like this, make sure you like this and subscribe and let me know in the chat. We'll try to figure out what to do next. Maybe we could have a live where we could talk with Jake later tonight once we get this phone charged up. If you guys want that, I'll ask Jake. Thank you guys for being here. Come on, do it at home. Opa, do you think Jake's gonna get on the Jumbotron? Heck yeah. Come on, Jake. Yeah, I know, right? That would have been great. Apparently, he's been telling everybody about Skiba News Nation and is making connects, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Come on, shoot Jake. Show Jake. Show Jake. Oh. That looks like it's up there. Let me text him again. Text Jake Grant. Bro, everybody's asking you to dance, so you are seen on the Jumbotron. LOL. Oh no. Did we lose sound? No. Well. It looks like the live stream might be over, guys. That might be it. And we appreciate you coming on. And we'll try to go live again if that's what you want. Leave it in the comment section. Man, that guy's really going nuts right there. Hey guys, if you want us to come back, we will. Just leave it in the comment section, and we'll ask Jake how it was and if he noticed anything, and we'll do another live stream if you guys want. So thank you guys for being here, and we love you guys, and we'll see you later.